Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Where you'll soon be in the know. Oh, are you kidding me? I literally just went through this huge reset of my computer and stuff because my Wi-Fi, which it shows on my screen right here, was low. And then it was like, oh, maybe if you restart your computer, everything will work better. And it was like 4 minutes ago, and I was freaking out. And it said, oh, problem solved. But now it's showing that we're having Wi-Fi issues again. So hopefully the connection's not too grainy, not too bad for you. Hello. Hopefully it's going through for everyone. We'll see, though. We'll find out as the evening goes on here on why it's not is working. Dino is king. How you doing, buddy? I love the cutest little dinosaur. Hey, buddy. How you doing there? But how's everyone doing? Is everyone doing well? Hopefully everyone's doing well. Tonight we're going to have another exciting episode of the Wednesday show. If the Wi-Fi is working, which it's not. But we'll find out what happens as we go through the evening here. Hopefully things will get a little bit better or a little bit easier, and we'll find out. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to go through, we're going to have it so you guys, as usual, choose between 3 different topics of what you guys want to have our topic or our show to be about. So if you guys have any suggestions, start throwing them in now. We had one suggestion was already thrown to me earlier today, so we will have that as one of our options. But if you guys have any specific Disney-specific episodes that you guys want to talk about, throw them in the comments, and maybe we'll have it so yours is possibly the winner for this evening. Also, I was going to put Ask the Expert as one of our options, but we're not going to do that tonight because next week we are going to be coming to you from Studio A, aka the very first place that we ever did our shows from back in Wisconsin. I'm going to be up there for a wedding, and I'll be flying up that day, right? I think so. So the Wednesday show should be going on that day up in Wisconsin. So we'll do an Ask the Expert next week, but a shorter episode than what we're used to. Okay, but is everyone doing well? I'm afraid that I don't think this is working because the Wi-Fi is showing me very little, and the comments are very, very little too. Is it working for anybody? Oh, there we go. Eric just waved. Hello. Connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router or moving closer to it. I'm literally right now. It's right here. So I can't move any closer to it unless we're actually sitting on it. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this connection today. Oh, but that's an interesting thing. Oh, that's interesting too. Okay, it looks great. Okay, so let's get this party started. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions for what you want the episode to be about, I already have one suggestion that was thrown in. That is going to be one of the options to vote for. But if you guys have any other suggestions while we go through our news for the week, make sure you throw those into the comments as well. And maybe what you guys want to talk about is what we're going to talk about. So let's get this party started. It is time to start the 762nd, that's a lot of episode of the Wednesday show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 762nd episode of the Wednesday show. Today is March 27th, 2024. That's a lot of stuff. 762nd. That's a lot of set noises. Anyways, it's March 27th, 2024. I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today we're going to be going through and talking about what you guys want to talk about anything and everything Disney related. So before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. First off, I would like to thank everyone out there who's been joining us for our Saturday in the Park. If you didn't already know, every single Saturday we're doing a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. You never know where we're going to be, but I promise you we will always be coming to you live from someplace found around Walt Disney World. Make sure you join us every single Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. You never know where we're going to be, but we will be at Disney. And in case you didn't know, we are doing more and more broadcasts from my YouTube channel as well. around Walt Disney World on random days too. So actually today we did a broadcast from Spaceship Earth. Yesterday we did a broadcast from Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. So not only will you not know where we're going to be, but we will be coming to you live probably multiple times a week in the near future. The only day that we have certain, though, is going to be our Saturday in the parks. So make sure you join us for that. Also, while we're talking about it, we also have a brand new YouTube video up every single day. And along with that, we also have a brand new short video up as well. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Let's take a look at our count for the time being. Right now, we are at 4,112 subscribers. Thank you, everyone out there who has been subscribing. You guys are amazing. This is actually okay. So I've been on YouTube for like 15 years, for about 14 and a half years. Didn't take it too seriously until a few years ago. And in all of our time on YouTube, we have never had so many new subscribers in a single week as we have this week. So thank you everyone out there who's been subscribing or sending people over or even simply watching and liking a video. Really, truly, it brings more and more awareness to the channel, which then in turn gives us a better chance of growing this number as well. So every time you like the video, every time you comment on the video, it truly helps. So make sure you keep on liking, keep on commenting, keep on watching every single day. And of course, as always, tonight's episode is sponsored by our Sometimes I don't know what the song's yet, but I know that they're here. My Patreon pals live in hope, but never fear. Patreon pals, they are the people who are sponsoring tonight's episode. Thank you to my Patreon pals out there for being Patreon pals and making all of our wildest Disney dreams come true. Okay, let's get this party started. Thank you very much. Hello, Brent. The happy belated birthday. I appreciate it. I had a great birthday. So, hey, MCM, how you doing? All right, so what we're going to do tonight is we're going to give you guys 3 options. You guys are going to vote on which option you would like to have, and we will go from there. All right, so here are our 3 options. In honor of Carl Barks having his birthday today, he would have been 123 years old today. We can do an episode about Carl Barks, or we can do another beginning of our. That was Eric's suggestion. Eric wanted that one. We could start a brand new bracket for a brand new series of like our March Madness type style tournaments that we usually do. We haven't done it for a while, so I think we could throw that in there if that is what you want to do. Or 3, we can talk about crazy challenges, scavenger hunts, and all the other fun stuff that happened this past weekend. So I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes to throw into the comments on which topic you want to have it. So we talk about tonight. We can either talk about, again, Carl Barks in honor of Carl Barks's thing, a March Madness bracket where we're going to go through. We're going to start picking the topics right now, and then from there, we will go through and start doing our thing. Or we can talk about scavenger hunts, crazy challenges, and a whole lot more. So start throwing your comments or your votes into the comments below. I've got a feeling that I know where this is going to go. Just looking through and seeing the things popping up in the chat room. Okay, so we got 1 vote for March Madness bracket. I've got some good ideas. Carl Barks, March Madness, another bracket. Your challenge and scavenger hunt. March Madness with a little scavenger hunt summary. Brackets. All right, so right now we've got 4 votes for March Madness brackets. We've got high hopes. We've got high hopes. We've got high hopes. All right, and Judy would like a little scavenger hunt summary as well. Unbelievable. And maybe at the start we'll just do a little synopsis about Carl Barks too, because I think he does deserve a shout out today. So it looks like we're going to have it so we are doing our March Madness brackets. Now, before we get to our March Madness brackets, let's do 2 things. Let's give shout outs. Oh, I kind of like this idea, actually. Now, I've never thought about this before. But whatever doesn't win, I kind of like the idea of giving a quick shout out or a quick fun fact or a quick summary about those things as well. We've never done that before. And I kind of like the fact that we do usually have 3 topics that you guys vote between. and I kind of like that idea. Okay, so just in case we were going to do an episode about Carl Barks, was that your first time you've ever? Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about that too. So let's first talk about Carl Barks, because I wasn't sure if people were going to vote for Carl Barks or not. I personally think Carl Barks is a genius. If you don't know who Carl Barks is, let's do a quick 2-minute episode about Carl Barks. Then we're going to do a quick 2-minute episode about the scavenger hunt, and then we're going to do the rest of the episode all about March Madness, and our voting summary is going to start here. Okay, so let's start us off with Carl Barks. Now, if you don't know who Carl Barks is, he was born on March 27th, 1901. He is the creator of so many different things, but before we talk about what he created, let's talk a little bit about his backstory. So his backstory is he was an animator for Disney. He actually moved to the Disney company back in 1934, I think maybe 1936, somewhere around there. He was an in-betweener, 1935, that's exactly what it was. It was 1935 because he came about a year after Donald Duck debuted on screen, and that was 1934, as we all know. So he was an in-between artist where, he goes through and fills in the different pieces of artwork in between different scenes or in between different cells. And then eventually what he would do is he decided to leave the studio. And then right before he left the studio, he made this pitch for a Disney cartoon, and it actually took off. And because of that, Walt Disney and the company asked him if he wanted to come back in a different capacity and not actually work in between artists, but instead have it so he would go through and start doing comics, because comics were starting to become a bigger and bigger thing in the Disney family. So he started to do Donald Duck comics in the 4-color Dell Stories 4-color comics. And then in that process, he created the one, the only Scrooge McDuck. What? So if it was not for Carl Barks, we would not have amazing characters like Scrooge McDuck, Gladstone Glander, Flintheart Glumgold, Magica Dispel. Huey, Dewey, and Louie would still exist, but their backstory was completely expanded in those comic books. We also have characters like Gyro Gearloose. I got to keep this in numerical order. There we go. But overall, Scrooge McDuck was created from the mind of Carl Barks, and we all know and love, well, maybe you didn't know him before, but now you know a little bit more about him, and so maybe you love him a little bit more. Now, to do our other quick summary here before we go into our March Madness brackets, let's talk a little bit about the scavenger hunt. And first, let's actually answer the question here. Was this the first time you've participated in a Walt Disney World scavenger hunt? No. So actually back in 2011, the D23, so the official fan club of Disney, D23, hosted a scavenger hunt found throughout the entire Walt Disney World Resort. This right here has been sitting here for, well, probably like 13 years. We actually won the entire scavenger hunt. We proved that we knew more about Walt Disney World than anyone else. And I got a lot of hate mail. That's not even a joke. I got a lot of hate mail from different Disney personalities, fans, complaining that I beat their legendary worship, people that they worship. I don't know. Like we got our followers here, but I hope if I lost the scavenger hunt, you guys would never send nasty emails to the people who I lost to. But that's what happened to us, or that's what happened to me. But so this past weekend, knowing how much I love scavenger hunts, and obviously knowing how much I love Disney, my friend Alex, everyone say hi, Alex. She's in the the thing right here. She's right here. Hi, March Madness bracket. Alex and I have been friends for it's been 14 and a half years, which is insane. And Alex is a very, 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 very thoughtful person. If you watched the video from Monday, you know how thoughtful she is, because she puts so much thought and effort into this scavenger hunt. So I went through all 4 parks with Alex. Alex was with me from actually, not only that, Alex picked me up and dropped me off, but Alex created a 40-clue scavenger hunt, starting us off at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and we made our way throughout all of Walt Disney World. We hit all 4 parks, 40 clues for my 40th birthday, and we eventually ended up at Ohana. Overall, unbelievable job. So everyone, if you watch the video, you know how much work was put into that. So everyone give a huge, huge, huge standing ovation to Alex. Yay. Wait. Yeah. Oh, I almost fell. To Alex. Yay. So thank you, Alex, for the amazing scavenger hunt. It really was. It was so much fun. Everyone's even saying, wonderful job of the scavenger hunt. It truly was an awesome scavenger hunt. The amount of work and effort that Alex put into the scavenger hunt blows my mind. So, yeah, she did an unbelievable job, and I give her such huge props for making my birthday amazing. So let's get to our March Madness bracket, because that's what Alex wants. She doesn't want to talk about the scavenger hunt. She lived it. Jim. She was right at that at the same time. Oh, that makes it even funnier. Okay, so we haven't done a March Madness bracket for quite some time here. Actually, it's been about a year. We started last March on a different one. And last year, what we did was we gave you guys the option to choose what you wanted to be inside the bracket. Now, I'm thinking to make this a little bit more interesting, what we can do is, because how we've done these brackets in the past is we have 64 things that you guys just throw at me. That's what we did last year. 64 things you just throw at me, and then they go head to head to head to head to head. And eventually what happens is we have a winner of the greatest Disney thing of all time. Last time I believe it was Mickey Mouse or the Magic Kingdom that won. I want to say it was Mickey Mouse. I could be wrong, but I think it was Mickey Mouse. So what we're going to do this time around, this is a good question too. Alex, do you up for scavenger hunts? Okay, so Alex, I'm gonna piggyback off this, because there are two videos that I've been wanting to work on for quite some time, but I need participants to work on those videos. One of them is a scavenger hunt kind of thing, not like Alex's. It's going to be more competitive, more like cutthroat. I'm a competitive person. So think Amazing Race around Walt Disney World. We did one back in 2010. We did one in 2011. We did one in 2012. And then I haven't done any since. And I want participants for it because I've been wanting to do it, but I want people who have video cameras so we can go through, we can edit all the video footage together and make a really epic like story video, Amazing Race style. And then I have another idea for a video, which it would be a lot easier to do. Again, it would have to have people who are volunteering would have to have cameras where they can film different things. They can film themselves, and then I can get all the footage and make a really cool video about that as well. So, but yeah, there you go. Alex, you've got a brand new business. You should totally, and I agree, there is a possibility there of Alex becoming a multimillionaire right now from this thing. Oh my gosh, my phone is just blowing up right now. You just have to stop. DuckTales, one of the best things to watch in Disney Plus. Yes, okay, that's right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our trusty book here. Actually, I think in this trusty book, we actually might have the answer of what was the best thing. Oh, maybe not. Okay, but what we're going to do is let's have 4 different categories, because there's going to be 4 different brackets that we're going to go through for our March Madness. Number 1 bracket, we can do park attractions. You can choose your favorite park attractions. They can go head to head to head. Number 2, we can do Disney characters, where we can go through and have it so it's 16 different Disney characters going head to head to head to head. We can do 16 non-traditional things. So it can be things that are not specifically an attraction, not specifically a character, not specifically a movie, because our last category would be the movie category. So we could actually have it so there's 4 different categories, and each one of them would go through and have it so we're going, they go head to head until we get to the final 4, where we figure out exactly what is the greatest Disney thing of all time. So let's start us off with a specific topic, and we will start with that topic and kind of go through the other ones as well. So I need you guys to throw into the comments right now, to get us started. I want you to throw in your favorite Disney characters of all time. We are looking for 16 different 16 different Disney characters based off of what you write in the comments right now. Whatever you write in there is going in there. So it could be your favorite character. It might be your least favorite character. It doesn't really matter because we've got Stitch right now. Okay, we got Stitch. We've got Pluto. Stitch and Pluto. Stitch, Pluto. Should we... do you want the 3 Caballeros as a joint thing? I'll do that. 3 Caballeros as a joint one. Okay, we got Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. We've got Winnie the Pooh. We've got Dopey. We've got Captain Jack Sparrow. Captain Jack Sparrow. All right, 3 Caballeros, 1 entry. So right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We were looking for 9 more. We've got Dory is in there. Dory. Keep throwing them in there. We're halfway there. I'm here, so I'm going to throw in one. I'm going to throw in Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck. And if other people are going to be quiet, you are free to throw a second one in there if you guys want to. Merida. Okay, we got Merida. We got Tinkerbell just came through. Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell. Okay, right now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 5 more. Goob. Goob, a.k.a. bowler hat guy. We have Eeyore. We got Figment. One little spark of inspiration. Brother Bear, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about Kenai or are we talking about Coda? We got Tigger. And we need one more. We will go to whoever. Okay, Coda. So Coda is going to be our final one. So that is our 16. Those are our 16 characters. Okay, we have our character bracket. Now, my friends, we are going to our favorite movies. So give me your 16 favorite Disney movies. 16 favorite Disney movies and go. We got Pete's Dragon. Pete's Dragon. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna call it audible here. I'm gonna have it so Jiminy Cricket replaces Mickey Mouse because Mickey Mouse won the last one. So I think it's fair to not have Mickey Mouse in this one and give someone else a chance at winning. All right, Candle Shoe. Yes. Candle Shoe. Okay, we've got Beauty and the Beast. We have Lilo and Stitch. We have Raya and the Last Dragon. We've got Aladdin. We got Mary Poppins. We've got Inside Out. We've got Frozen. We got Tangled. We've got The Lion King. We got the first National Treasure. Moana. Moana. Make way, make way. We've got Little Mermaid. You guys are killing it on this round. We're not gonna get everyone's in here. So that's 15. Is Finding Nemo. We got a lot that are still coming in, but 101 Dalmatians is our 16th one that came in. 101 Dalmatians. Okay. Okay. This is insane already. Okay, now what we're going to do is your favorite Disney attraction. We are looking for 16 Disney attractions, and you guys are throwing those in there, starting right off with Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean. People Mover. A Ride So Nice. They said it twice. Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion. We've got the Barnstormer there. We've already got Pirates in there. We got Peter Pan's Flight there. Peter Pan's Flight. Peter Pan's Flight. The Walt Disney World Railroad. Oh, yeah. Walt Disney World Railroad. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I really hope I can read this later on. Rise of the Resistance. Amazing ride. Rise of the Resistance. Jungle Cruise. We will be getting punny in that category. We have Flight of Passage. Flight of Passage. We got Slinky Dog Dash. Slinky Dog Dash. The Disneyland Railroad. We'll take it. Disneyland Railroad. Guardians of the Galaxy. Cosmic Rewind. Cosmic Rewind. We have Tron Light Cycle Run. We already have Peter Pan's Flight on there. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. And the Incredicoaster. We got a lot of thrill rides in there. Okay. Now the last one is going to be miscellaneous. So this one, it can be things that you guys have already thrown out there and said, hey, this is what I want. Or it can be things that are completely different. It could be like, I want to do a Disney comic book. I want to do things that are like that. So what we're going to do is starting after now. So after the last one, right? So Thunder Mountain is not going to be part of it, but after that, so if you want to say Thunder Mountain, throw it in there. But it can be Disney Cruise Line. It can be Disney on Broadway. It can be like anything and everything, a food item, whatever you want to say. There we go. We actually got food items coming in right now. Mickey's Pretzel. Mickey Pretzel. A Mickey Pretzel. Mickey and the Magical Map. Mickey and the Magical Map. We've got Casey's Corner. Casey's Corner. Just a walk down Main Street, USA. I like that. Walk down Main Street, USA. Walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA. Hoop-de-doo review. Ohana. We got Alani. Castaway Key. Amazing place. Liberty Tree Tavern. You guys are thinking, people are thinking about food. There's obviously the Studebaker families in the chat room tonight. Tavern. Safari. Kilimanjaro Safari. Okay, we got popcorn. Just good old Disney popcorn. The Pirates Water Smell. Pirates water smell. I like that one a lot. 13, the aqueduct. Beaches and cream. Brent Dodge is connecting the dots. Oh, okay. I think I've skipped a few here. I apologize if I skipped yours. Illuminations. And Plaza Inn. Plaza Inn. Okay. We have our 64 contestants for our next round of the head-to-head trivia challenge. So what we're going to do is we now have a total of 4 different brackets that are going to be going through in head-to-head competition until we figure out what you guys think is the best one of all. Now, in case you've never done one of these head-to-head competitions in the past, these are the rules. We are going to go through 32 rounds in the first round, or 32 games in the first round, where you guys are going to be going through and voting for about 2 minutes. If there is a tie at that end of the 2 minutes, it comes down to me to kill off Brother Bear once again. No, please do not put me in an awkward situation ever again, because I still hear about it and it's been like 3 or 4 years. So what we're going to do is I will give a summary about what specific topic we are going to be doing. But before we do that, I need to have it so you throw out 2 numbers at me. What we're also going to do is, because it is the first round here, I want to have it so we have a little bit of variety, so we're not just going to be focusing solely on the movies or solely on the characters or solely on the attractions or solely on the miscellaneous. So what you can do is, if you want to, you can say movies miscellaneous. Oh, don't through, we're not going to do 1 through 40 because these are 1 through 16, 1 through 16, 1 through 16, 1 through 16. So we need the first person to put a thing down. That'll be the topic. And then our next one is going to be a number. So 2 different numbers after a topic is how we're going to be doing this round to figure out who is going to be going head to head. Okay, so we got number 2 in one of the categories, but I need someone to also tell me a category. Okay, so it's going to be 2 versus 13. Someone give me a category. What is going to be our first category we're going through? Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Okay, and let me also put down miscellaneous. 2 versus 13. Let's see what we're having. And eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going through and adding all these things into a spreadsheet, so it makes life a lot easier for me. 2 versus 13. Okay, let's talk about both of them here, because both of them are things that I've experienced with one specific person here, and it's the person who actually said the number 2 item. Okay, so over in Disneyland. Now, Disneyland has so much history about it, and in Disneyland's history, there are some things that just have not really stuck around through the test of time. Obviously, we're going to have things that are going to fall by the wayside. They're going to be retired attractions or retired shows for that part. Now, it's kind of funny that we're starting off with this one because, one, I feel like a lot of people have probably never experienced it. So I think it might have an unfair advantage. But at the same time, number 13, some people probably have not experienced that one either. So let's just get to it here. So number 2, Mickey and the Magical Map was a show that took place in the Fantasyland Theater over by the entrance of Mickey's Toontown Fair at Disneyland for about 5 years. The show took you through and had it so Mickey was with Yensid the sorcerer and had it so he was learning how to become a magician. Along the way, there was a magical map behind him, and you could go into different worlds with that magical map. Characters like Timon from the Jungle Book appeared, along with Lilo and Stitch, and Pocahontas, and several other characters. Now, it was a great show. It was a forgotten show by some, but overall, if you ever saw it, it probably lives in your heart as well, because I thought it was a great show, and it was totally worth checking out at least one time every time I went to Disneyland. On the other side of things, this is something that you can experience pretty much every single day if you are lucky enough. And unfortunately for me, I am not lucky enough to experience this thing. And I know what you're thinking, but Brent, you go to Disney every single day. How on earth can you not experience this thing? This is one of those things that I dream about often, like way too often, but often enough. If you've ever boarded a Disney cruise, then there is probably a chance that you may have experienced this. But even if you've done that, you only have a 40% chance of experiencing this specific thing. Because if you go on the magic, if you go on the wonder, and you go on the wish, you've probably never experienced this. However, if you have gone on the fantasy or the dream, you've probably experienced the high-seeking thrills of the Aqueduct. The Aqueduct takes you up into one of the funnels where we had the storyline of Scrooge, or not Scrooge, of Donald Duck and the nephews. Let's see if I can recall it in my head, off the top of my head right now. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. No. Huey, Dewey, and Louie, though, have created a water slide. They put it at the highest level, which is Aqueduct, and Donald wants to be... Huey, Dewey, and Louie have created a slide. Uncle Donald wants to be the first to ride. Instead... Instead of flying, he gets stuck, and therefore he becomes an aqueduct. Bam! It's something like that. I'm almost positive. I can't remember exactly what it is. But if you've ever done it, it takes you around the very top layer of the ship, and overall, it's an amazing attraction. It's so much fun, but it also brings us to our very first vote in our first bracket of this brand new season. So bring it in, people. Which one would you like to have move on? Would you like to have Mickey and the Magical Map go on, or would you like to see the Aqueduct go on? Throw your votes into the comments. You have roughly 2 minutes to throw your votes in. Let's say 90 seconds. 90 seconds to throw your votes in to the comments on which one you want to have move on to our next level. Okay, we got one vote for the Aqueduct. I know what I'm going to choose if it comes down to a tiebreaker here. We have 2 for the Aqueduct, 1 for Mickey and the Magical Map. 2 votes for Aqueduct. 2 votes for Mickey and the Magical Map. 2 votes for Aqueduct. 3 votes for Aqueduct. 4 votes for Aqueduct. 5 votes for Aqueduct. 6 votes for Aqueduct. I thought it was something about how fast it went and Donald flew out. That's why his rear end and the tubes are stuck. It's something about the tubes are stuck. I don't know. We have to go through it and rewatch it. Another vote for the Aqueduct. Aqueduct is absolutely destroying Mickey and the Magical Map right now. You guys have about 15 seconds left to throw your votes into the comments here. However, it looks like Aqueduct most likely will be going through and being declared the winner in this round. We're just going to give you guys a few more seconds to possibly throw your votes in, because you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Aqueduct wins. Okay, our next category is going to be movies. Throw in 2 separate things between 1 and 16 to figure out what is going to be going through in our next roundup here. Let's do movies. All right, throw your movies in there, and we will have it so we figure out what our next thing is. We are looking for 2 numbers between 1 and 16. I see our first 2 are up there. Number 14 and number 7. Number 14 and number 7. Oh my gosh. 14 versus 7. This is kind of this is a good matchup. Like, this is a good matchup, and some people are going to be sad, and some people are going to be sad. A lot of people are going to be sad. Because this is going to be a tough vote, but I think I know what's going to win. I know what I'm going to vote for. Let's get to it. But Daddy, I love him. You are not to go to the surface. We, of course, are going to be talking about The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid tells the story about 16-year-old Ariel. Ariel she is a mermaid who has always dreamed about being up where the people are. I want to be where the people are. And all this time, while she dreams about being where the people are, eventually one day she sees a ship passing by, and that ship has amazing fireworks display. I believe they have wishes on board, but I could be wrong. Anyways, actually, now that I think about it, because Disney is the only ship that is legally allowed to have fireworks at sea, how on earth did this one have it? Because this was before Disney was granted the right to have those. That's something to think about. I've never thought about that until this very second. Anyways, so there are fireworks at sea, much like a Disney Cruise Line ship, and Ariel sees Eric. She falls in love with him madly, and then eventually she switches in her voice for a pair of legs, but she has to kiss him in 3 days in order to become a human forever. Now, along the way, also, by the way, I've thought about this often too. So if she kisses him by the end of their day, it's never said that she will get her voice back. It's just said that she can remain human. So, like, is Ursula always going to keep her voice? Like, they never answer that question. It's just always, anyways, that's just my mind. I've always wondered that. So anyways, The Little Mermaid tells the story about that. We've got great characters like Sebastian, Scuttle, Flounder, and so many more. And of course, a great villain in Ursula. Going up against the 1989 classic, The Little Mermaid, is the 1964 classic, Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins tells the story of the Banks family, and the Banks family is in dire need of so much more, because George Banks just is not the greatest father in the world. I mean, he's just not. I'm sorry, David Tomlinson, you're a great actor, but you need to give those kids a little bit more attention. So the kids have multiple nannies that they always seem to drive away, and they decide to sing, "If you want to fill the position, you need to have an exposition." And so we go through and have it. So eventually we will have Mary Poppins come into the lives of the children, and through songs like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or of course things like A Spoonful of Sugar Helps the Medicine Go Down, Mary Poppins transforms the life of Jane and Michael Banks. But in the true essence of the film, it's not the children that she's there to save, but it's the father, George Banks, who changes around and becomes a good father in the end. Aww. So that is going to bring us to our second vote of the evening. Which one do you want to have move on? The 1989 classic, The Little Mermaid, or the 1964 classic, Mary Poppins? You have about 2 minutes to throw your votes into the comments below, starting right now. While we go through and do this, I want to point out that I just noticed that we lost a subscriber, so I apologize to whoever was not liking this format. Okay, it could have been a robot subscriber, so don't feel sad. I've had before where I've said like, "Oh, I lost a subscriber," and people are like, "Oh, that's so, like, what happened? Why do they not do it?" And it's like, nah, it happens every day, constantly. Okay, we have votes coming in right now for Mary Poppins. 1 vote, 2 for Mary Poppins, 3 for Mary Poppins, 4 for Mary Poppins, 5 for Mary Poppins. Holy cow, Mary Poppins is putting that little fish at sea. The Little Mermaid, The Little Mermaid, The Little Mermaid, and luckily for us, The Little Mermaid is making a massive comeback, but Mary Poppins is there to possibly put a spoonful of sugar in her hopes and dreams of taking her way into the top 32. You guys have about 15 seconds left to throw your votes in there. So if you have any more votes to throw in, throw them in now. We've got another vote for Mary Poppins in the chat room as well. And you guys have about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Mary Poppins is moving on. Mary Poppins wins. Okay, we are going on to characters. I need 2 numbers from you guys in the comments below. Make sure you throw in a number 1 through 16, and we will have it so those characters are going to be going head-to-head in our next round. So throw in a number between 1 and 16 to figure out what is going to be our next matchup here. We got our first one is number 9. Number 9 against number 12. Number 9 against number 12. If this could get any more random, I don't know how we could. Okay, let's start us off with number 12, because number 12 is probably one of the most random characters that we have in our entire thing. However, it is a character that I absolutely love. I just think this is a great character, and I think it's a completely underrated character. So if you go back to the mid-2000s, 2006 to be specific, we got a film that is often underrated by so many people, but the people who have seen it know and love it to this very day. The film, of course, that we were talking about is Meet the Robinsons, but we're not talking about the film itself right now. We are talking about a specific character, so let's talk a little bit about that specific character. In the film, we have Wilbur Robinson, or not Wilbur Robinson, Lewis Robinson, or just Lewis at the start of the film. And Lewis actually eventually becomes Cornelius Robinson. Anyways, this is getting confusing because we're not even talking about any of those characters. We have a character whose name is Lewis, and Lewis's roommate is a character named Goob, Michael Gooblian. Goob is his roommate, and he's got great quotes like, That's a good cup of Joe. Eventually, Goop will go on to become the bowler hat guy. Spoiler alert if you've never seen the film. And he wants to take over or just pretty much just ruin Lewis's life because Lewis kept him up one night and it was the night before a Little League game and he missed the catch because he fell asleep in the outfield. Goob is a underrated character. Absolutely love him, and I think he needs a lot more attention. However, Goob, I also hope you kind of go down in this round because you're going against one of my favorite characters, nay, my favorite character of all time, Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck debuted back in the 1940s in a comic book called Christmas on Bear Mountain. He was given the role of Uncle Donald's uncle, or Donald Duck's uncle, and of course the great uncle of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Scrooge McDuck would go through and have so many different adventures, but let's talk a little bit about his backstory real quick because most people don't know what it is. He originally he made his start over in Scotland where he was cheated out by being a shoeshine person who gave him a number one dime, or his number one dime. And that dime, he felt like he was cheated because it was American coin. He didn't live in America, but he took it as a sign to move to America. And from there, he slowly, very slowly built up his entire fortune to become the world's richest duck. Along the way, he would go on so many different adventures and he had so many different treasure hunts. But let's go through and have it so we figure out who's going to be going on to this next round. I'm terrified right now. Is it going to be Goob or Scrooge McDuck? You guys have about 2 minutes to vote right now. Scrooge versus... Okay, we got Scrooge McDuck, Goob, Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck is all of our vote in honor of Brent losing a subscriber. Scrooge. Right now, Scrooge is winning by quite a bit. However, there is another vote for Goob right there. We got 2 votes for Goob, 4 votes for Scrooge. Scrooge, Goob. Oh my gosh. The Frank fam is slowly banding together by having different usernames trying to attack me. Scrooge and Scrooge. By the way, one thing that I have up on a shelf, you can't see it from here. It's someplace over there. I actually had the bowler hat. I found it at a garage sale. There was a remote control bowler hat where it actually moves around. It's creepy, but cool. Scrooge McDuck, you guys have about 10 seconds left to vote, but right now, thankfully, Scrooge McDuck is going to win this round. So you guys have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Scrooge McDuck moves on. This is characters. And what was our votes? It was number 9 through 12. 9 versus 12. And Scrooge wins. Yes. Okay, we are moving on to attractions. I need 2 numbers between 1 and 16. Throw your votes into the comments right now. 1 through 16. Throw your votes in. Frank Fam's getting the love. All right, 1 through 16. We are looking for 2 numbers, 1 through 16. We've got one right there, number 13. Ooh, that's a good one. I wrote that the other day. I wrote that Monday. Okay, attractions. We're still looking for one more number. We got 13. What's 13 going against, people? 13 against. 13 against number 1. There we go. 13 against 1 is going to be our next matchup here. I don't even know what number 1 is. There we go. Oh, I know what's moving on. Okay, let's start off with what number 13 is. 13 is probably one of the most intense, one of the most fun, one of the most party central attractions of all time. Actually, ironically enough, I rode both of these. I rode one on Sunday. I rode one on my birthday and I rode the other one on Monday. So let's talk about them. One of them is probably the most party-centric attraction of all time. If you like dance, if you like rock and roll, if you like outer space, well, this might be the attraction for you. Debuting just last year, 2 years ago, 2 years ago was a brand new addition to Epcot, replacing Ellen's Energy Adventure in the form of the classic. Yes, I said classic because it's got classic rock in there. A classic attraction, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Now, in this attraction, guests are invited to go to to go aboard a spaceship from the people of Xandar. Xandar? Yeah. No, wait. Xandarians. Xandar. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. Yes, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, and then of course, a big dude steals the cosmic generator, and it is up to us to board onto the emergency evac vehicles and go and save the day, along with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Along the way, you can listen to one of 6 different songs. We got September, I ran so far away, Disco Inferno, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Disco Inferno. Did I already say Disco Inferno? Wait, okay. September, Disco Inferno, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, I Ran, Conga, and September. No, I said September already. September, I ran. Wait a minute. Okay. September, I ran. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Oh, One Way or Another is the one that I missed. One Way or Another. And overall, it is one of the greatest roller coasters I've ever been on in my entire life. Absolutely love it. However, going up against it is one of the most classic Disney attractions of all time. Debuting on March 18th, 1969 over in Disneyland, and then a few years later in Walt Disney World, and then a few years later in Tokyo, and then a few years later in Paris, and then a few years later in Shanghai. We got one of the most classic attractions that has ever been created by Disney. In fact, this was one of the last attractions that Walt Disney personally oversaw before he passed away. And of course, we are talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean takes guests on a jolly good time. I don't know. A rollicking trip through the Caribbean as they go fight off some buccaneers for some buccaneer gold. Now, along the way, guests will go through and have it so they pillage a village. They will have it so they go in the middle of a giant battle, and overall, they will realize that maybe, just maybe, yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. So that is going to bring us to our 4th vote of the night. This is our first attraction vote. Which one would you like to see move into our next round? Would you like it to be Pirates of the Caribbean or Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind? You guys have about 90 seconds to throw your votes in, starting right now. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates because of the dirty feet, Pirates, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewinds, Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean. I love Cosmic Rewind, but Pirates of the Caribbean, no contest. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I want to point out here, too, how much I love that whenever we do these episodes, the Frank fam just comes on and destroys each other. Like, and you know that they're all sleeping in different rooms that night, all mad at each other. It cracks me up every single time we do these episodes. Pirates of the Caribbean, Guardians of the Galaxy. All right, let's do count. I'm pretty sure Pirates is in the lead, but I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, Guardians of the Galaxy, Pirates. 2-1 Pirates, 3-1 Pirates, 3-2 Pirates, 4-2 Pirates, 5-2 Pirates, 6-2 Pirates, 6-3 Pirates, 7-3 Pirates, 7-4 Pirates, 7-5 Pirates. Oh yeah, 7-5 Pirates. You guys have about 10 seconds left to throw your votes in here, but it does look like Pirates of the Caribbean may be moving on to our next round in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pirates wins. Okay. We have time for at least one more round. If we get one new subscriber, if we get back up to 4,112, we will go into an extra round after this round if this round does take us into our 10:30 time slot here. So if you are not subscribed yet and you're watching right now, make sure you subscribe. Okay, let's go to our next one. Let's go to, what was that one? That was attractions. Let's go to movies. So we are looking for a number between 1 and 16. 7 and 14 have already been done. Throw your votes into the comments below. All right, so we're doing movies 1 through 16. You cannot do number 7. You cannot do number 14. Both of those have been used. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Yar. We're going for movies. Right now, no one's voting. It's just silent out there. There we go. Yeah, 1 is number 2. Pirates one. We had every single vote come up here. Here, we'll go through the votes again here. Okay, that's 1 for Guardians, 1 for Pirates, 2 for Pirates, 3 for Pirates, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 6-3, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5. All right, 2 and 15 are going to be our next 2. Okay, wait, where's movies? There's movies. Okay. 2 versus 15. Okay. I know this is gonna be a tough one. Let's start off. We know what's gonna win. We all know what's gonna win. It'd be shocking if this one doesn't win. Let's start off with this one right here. Do bum 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 bum. You know the movie, right? No one. You guys didn't see like Finding Nemo in theaters 3 times like I did. Oh, okay. So, Finding Nemo tells the story of Nemo, a little fish with a bad fin, who gets kidnapped. That's right, he gets kidnapped by P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Now, along the way, his father, who has already lost everything in his life, his name is Marlin, he lost his wife, Coral, when a barracuda came and ate his wife and all their other kids. But Nemo remained because she liked Nemo. So that's why they named the kid Nemo. And it's the first day of school. He gets kidnapped. And then, of course, he has to go across the entire ocean trying to retrieve his lost son. Along the way, he meets Dory, a fish that has no long-term memory, or no short-term memory, I should say. And the two of them meet popular characters like Crush, and that's it. That's the only character that they can meet at school. No, all the characters are amazing in this film, but they go through a harrowing journey across the ocean, trying to retrieve Nemo from the dentist office until eventually they rescue him and bring him back to the other side of the sea. Overall, it's an amazing film, and if you've not seen it, well, you're missing out because it's a great film, even though I just told you exactly how it ends. Going up against it, though, might be one of the best, if not the best, Disney films of all time. We are talking about Hidden Treasure. We are talking about Con Artists. We are talking about Red Ferraris. We are talking about some of the most amazing things ever. Have you ever had a character who plays the character of 4 different people trying to swindle an old lady into thinking that it's all different 4 people? No? Well, then you probably have not seen this movie, but it is one of the greatest films of all time. Have you gone on a treasure hunt where you know that the eclipse is where the key to all the treasures are hidden? No? Then you probably have never seen this movie. Have you ever had it so a little girl has to pretend like she is the heiress of a mansion? No? Then you've probably never seen this movie. And what is wrong with you people? If you've never seen this movie, then you haven't seen anything. Because this movie that we're talking about is one of the greatest Disney films. And I'm not even just saying that as a joke. I absolutely love this movie. One of the greatest Disney films of all time, Candle Shoe. That's right, Candle Shoe. So Candle Shoe tells the story of a young Jodie Foster. That's right, Jodie Foster, an Academy Award-winning actress is in this film, who goes through and is found on the streets of LA. No, wait, whoa. Frank. Do you want me to have, do you want a running partner or don't you want a running partner? Let's think about your decisions here before you hear all the reasons why we should go through. Eric, you stay in my life. Wait, but people, what are you doing to me? No, wait, guys, Candle Shoe though. It's Candle Shoe. Oh, there we go. Frank switched his vote. Okay, Candle Shoe is okay. Well, you guys are just all now just voting apparently. Um, but let's talk a little bit about Candle Shoe. You guys can keep on voting. I know Nemo's going to win, but let me still talk about this movie because if you've never seen Candle Shoe, you are truly missing out. It came out in 1977. It tells the story of a character played by Jodie Foster who is believed to be the heiress of a thing. Well, okay, Frank, you can vote for Nemo if you want, but that's mean. Keep on throwing your votes in there. That's right. See, Candle Shoe is hands down one of the greatest Disney. So I know Nemo's winning, but let me just give my shout out to Candle Shoe while we are here, because I think it's important. A lot of people, I think, truly think that I'm joking when I talk about Candle Shoe. However, no, she's not just supporting me. Our family is obsessed with this movie. Like, this is the movie that our whole family used to watch growing up. Like, it is the greatest movie. I like, hands down, without a doubt. The movies that I grew up with that I would constantly watch over and over was Herbie the Love Bug. Obviously, why I have Herbie the Love Bug car. I was obsessed with Snowball Express and then Candle Shoe. Those were the three Disney movies that I would watch over and over and over and over again. And if you would go through my statistics of what I watch on Disney Plus, which they don't have that on Disney Plus, and I've always said that they should have that on Disney Plus, but if you go through and can see what you've watched the most of on Disney Plus, there is not a doubt in my mind that Candle Shoe is probably my most watched thing on all of Disney Plus. Like, no joke, I watch it about once a month. It is such a good movie, and even though I know every word to the movie, it's such a good. There you go. I watch it once at least once a week on Disney Plus. See, Eric is with me. Eric and I have talked about this all the time. Not only that, here, wait a minute. Let me show you this. Just a few weeks ago, I found out that this was based off of a book called Christmas at Candle Shoe. So I bought the book Christmas at Candle Shoe. I have not yet read it, but I am extremely excited to watch or to read this book. I absolutely love Candle Shoe. It is such an amazing film. If you've not watched this film, I highly, 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 highly recommend this film. It is such a good movie. Like, it is such a good movie. Down to the chase scene at the end and the battle inside of the parlor. Oh, everything about it. Henry Bundage. I mean, come on, people. It is such a good film. Okay, well, let's count our votes anyways, because I want to give huge props to everyone who voted for Candle Shoe. Okay, so we have Finding Nemo. That's 2-0. 2-1. Candle Shoe gets voted. 3-1. 4-1. Frank only changed his vote out of pity, so we're going to keep his original vote. 4-1. 5-1. 6-1. 6-2. Okay, 6-2. And Nemo is unfortunately moving on to the next round. Oh, Candle Shoe. Someday people will appreciate you for what you are. I honestly think it could be, if I had to choose my top 5 favorite Disney films, Candle Shoe falls in there. Like no joke, it actually does. You guys just have to go give it a chance. Go watch it. It is on Disney Plus and check it out. Okay, so if we have a new subscriber, we will go through one extra round. If we don't, we are going to be wrapping up the episode right here. No, you know what? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys one extra round because I'm having fun with this. So we're going to do one more round. Plus, I see that we did not get a new subscriber. So if we get up to 4,112 by the time we finish this next one, we will wrap up. But we will go into another round if we get it. The curse of Brother Bear returns and kills Candle Shoe. Candle Shoe does not deserve it. Candle Shoe did nothing to you people. Okay. We are going to go to characters. Choose a number between 1 through 16 for characters. You cannot choose number 9 or number 12. You guys have already used those two. So choose your number and use it wisely. Okay, we got number 7. Which one are we doing? We're doing characters, right? Yeah. 7 and 4. Oh, this actually could be a. This could be a fight. Like this could literally. Okay, let's start off with what number 7 was. Number 7, Captain Jack Sparrow's the name. Captain Jack Sparrow is a character that was created specifically for the film Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, which came out in 2003. Now, I do want to point this out because a few years after this movie came out, I went out to Disneyland and I met up with my roommate from my college program, Kyle, and we were in line for Pirates of the Caribbean. And while we were there, these kids who were behind us on the boat were complaining because the attraction wasn't enough like the movie when it was the other way around. So in the original attraction, we did not have Jack Sparrow, even though we now all know and love him today in the attraction. He has been around for almost 20 years in the attraction, which is mind-boggling to me. But originally, he was not there. He was created specifically for the film Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Now, in this film, he would go through and have it so he is pretty much being a con artist to every single person around him to get exactly what he wants, which is the Black Pearl, a pirate ship that he once lost out at sea. Now, Captain Jack Sparrow is a mischievous pirate, but he is probably one of the greatest pirates that you've ever heard of. Going up against him is one of the most classic, one of the most iconic Disney characters of all time. But he does not really come across as iconic originally. So let's talk a little bit about why he's iconic. I actually am looking a little Filmation of him right up there. Hey, buddy. So this film, or this character, originally debuted in the 1940 classic film Pinocchio, where he sang, "When you wish upon a star." That's right, we were talking about Jiminy Cricket. Jiminy Cricket originally debuted in Pinocchio, where he was the conscience of the one and only Pinocchio. A few years later, he would go on to star in Fun and Fancy Free, where he took us to both stories that were being told in the main film. In addition to that, he eventually would get his own series. I'm no fool, no siree. I'm going to live to be 93. And so much more. But his biggest turnaround happened in 1954. Because in 1954, while Walt Disney was coming up with the idea of Disneyland, he was afraid that if he associated Mickey Mouse with Disneyland, maybe people would not approve of Disneyland, or if they didn't approve of Disneyland, Mickey Mouse would then fail and be remembered as the nobody for years and years and years. So Walt Disney chose 2 different characters to be the face of Disneyland, one of them being Tinkerbell, who's also on this list, and the other one being Jiminy Cricket, because he figured they are famous enough that people would recognize them, but if they failed, oh well, we lost those 2 characters, but we did not lose Mickey Mouse. But let's see if Jiminy Cricket will lose here as well. So our vote is between Captain Jack Sparrow and Jiminy Cricket. You guys have about 90 seconds to throw your votes in to figure out who moves on to the next round, starting right now. Tough one, but Jack Sparrow. This is a tough one. I actually think this is it's between like a classic old character or a classic new character. Both amazing characters. Absolutely amazing characters. Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy Cricket, Jiminy Cricket, Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack Sparrow, Jiminy Cricket. This is going to be coming down to the wire, people. Oh my gosh, what if I have to be the tiebreaker? It's jogging Captain Jack Sparrow, Frank. Jogging Captain Jack Sparrow. For those of you who don't know, so during the Run Disney races, there's a guy who dresses full on like Captain Jack Sparrow, and he literally acts like Captain Jack Sparrow throughout the entire race. And I've always said that if I have enough money, I will buy a full costume of Captain Barbossa and just taunt him the entire race. Jiminy, Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't even know who's in the lead right now. We got votes coming from Facebook. We got votes coming from YouTube. And it's a pretty close one. You guys have about 10 seconds left to throw your votes in there before I might be a tiebreaker, or we count the votes here. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. We got tough one, but Jack Sparrow. 1 for Jack Sparrow. 1-1 right now. 2-1, Jiminy Cricket in the lead. 3-1, Jiminy Cricket in the lead. 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, Jiminy Cricket in the lead. 4-4, 5-4. Jiminy Cricket in the lead, 5-5. Right now we are at 5-5. 1 vote left. Jack Sparrow wins. Oh my gosh. Jack Sparrow wins. I mean, you would assume that in a fight between a cricket and a pirate, the pirate would win. So it just makes sense that Captain Jack Sparrow has moved on to our next round. All right, let's take a look at our subscribers right here. And we are currently sitting at 4,111. So unfortunately, that is going to be our last vote of this evening. So we are going to be wrapping up our episode in just a second. But before we get to that, I'd like to remind you that as always, tonight's episode is sponsored by our Patreon pals. I Patreon pals. My phone was on top of the. I keep the ball inside of a DuckTales mug next to me for the bouncing, and I had my phone on top of the mug tonight. Thank you to our Patreon pals for being the sponsors of tonight's episode. Thank you for making the show possible. Also, thank you everyone out there for joining us once again this week. Like I said, this week's Saturday in the Park will be at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. I'm not positive where we're going to be yet, but make sure you join us. Also, next week, we will be going through and doing an entire episode, doing an Ask the Expert questions. It'll be about a half-hour episode because I will be up in Wisconsin. So if you want to start thinking about those questions now on what types of questions you want to ask me about anything and everything Disney. And of course, as always, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Until next week, have a great week, everybody. And happy Easter. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye. Are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, good. My cheeks are just killing me. I just can't stand this kind of pressure.